Do you know what Ed Gein said about women?
Ed Gein, maitre d' canal bar?
No. Serial killer, Wisconsin in the 50s.
How's it going, everybody? Matt's Music Mine, Matt Miramontes, whatever my name is, back again with another review. This time we're talking about Ed Gein's car making Dick dance. New York has a pretty rich history, if you would know about hardcore and punk music, that is directly reflected through the foundation of music history. The countless bands to choose from, Ed Gein really has become a cult favorite of mine, and their cynical lyricism and their new adaptations is really one of the reasons because of that. Just from the name alone, there is a sense of mystery and intrigue before the record even starts, and their 1985 release, as I said, Making Dick Dance, is humorous and has very little to do with the reliance on attacking instrumentation, where bands like Minor Threat have this very pounding 1-2 step beat that is very synonymous with hardcore. Ed Gein's car doesn't really fit that description, as they kind of changed the format a lot with their 1985 release. Instead, there's a big focus on the lyrical content and the changing format that dives into their own style and creates this own path for them. And even the track listings have this comedic sense that through multiple listens I still to this day catch stuff that I really never heard or even go back and laugh on because it's so ingrained in my head. One of the eye-catching tracks, Go Down on My Dog, there's a 1-2 step beat on the percussion that leads into the choruses and the verses that is surprisingly catchy but incredibly strange as well. The lyrics start with "My dog's loud and fast and skates, listens to the damned while he licks your plate, goes to the beach to beat up gays, goes to the clubs but he never pays." And it's very questionable, obviously, but conducted well on the satire of lead vocalist Scott Weiss, or Weiss, W-E-I-S-S, who is frantic behind these songs and behind these tracks that are incredibly fast, but also have this sense of interesting and intriguing style as well. And Ed Gein's car is made up of Eric Hedden on the backing vocals and on the bass. Then there's Tim Carroll on the guitars, and then there's Fred Argenziano, who makes up the percussion aspect. And the band moves through this really odd sense of direction, but as they move into Annette, the musical direction takes several different steps as they become more of a garage rock band, which is more focused on the quartet and making each member stand out through the vibrating bass and the lyrical content, as I said, that Ed Gein is really known well for. But it's this very elegant, almost Spanish-sounding guitar that plucks along as the bass riff thumps, and the smart-ass wise, as he describes, because I still get a boner from your rocket ship tits. And it's very cruel, but it creates this laugh-out-loud situation that is still comedic to this day and still has this sense of punching behind it. And as I said, Ed Gein's car is really an exciting change in the momentum and the flow of hardcore as they manipulate the sound through comedy and make these changes that are often serious in the tide of music. They wrap up with the self-titled track Making Dick Dance, which is progressive and entirely instrumental, which is a very feel-good closer to the odd and twisted journey of Making Dick Dance. And its entirety of the instrumental, it really becomes towards the end this very feedback-heavy, crushing monster that thankfully comes to a gentle silence that wraps this mystery and intrigue around the band. Ed Gein's car is a really interesting band for the time as they kind of capture the stylings and lyrical ability of Frank Zappa, someone who was very satirical and relied heavily on crude or almost off-the-wall remarks. And to see them come through as a punk band format and to really wrap in all these different ideas together is, as I said, very intriguing and very interesting. And through their name alone was something that really attracted me to their name. But then seeing that they actually had real talent behind, whether it's the incredibly lyrical ability or the really intricate instrumentals, there's always something that Ed Gein brings new to the table. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Classic day. Matt's Music Mine, Ed Gein's car, Making Dick Dance. This is Matt's Music Mine again. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.
When I see a pretty girl walking down the street, I think two things. One part of me wants to take her out and talk to her, be real nice and sweet and treat her right.
And what the other part of him think?
What her head would look like on a stick.